Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. It is cold. This is the third day of sub-zero weather in the greater Denver, United States area. The entire country's an icebox. Today is Martin Luther King Day. If you are out marching, wow, you get more. I don't know what a word is for more than props, but you get that. And I will do an MLK video shortly after this. But I'm here to talk about pain today and truth and the importance of knowing yourself and how you react and respond and get through shit, and hopefully grow. And man, I'm trying not to cry, but here's what's been going on with me. I've been in two pretty intense relationships over the last 4 months. And being a typical guy, once the one that was really important to me crumbled, I ran to another one and thought I could maybe make something work there, and it didn't. And part of the reason I'm talking about this is I have a friend who I'm really in a good place with. She's an amazing person, and I dated her about a year ago. And she kind of was doing what I was doing, and she continues to do it. I worry about her because she was married for about 25 years, and I don't know exactly why the divorce occurred. It wasn't really, I never delved into it when I talked to her. But she's just jumped from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy. And I've advised her often hypocritically to take a break, take a month, a week off the dating sites and stop jumping from guy to guy to guy and figure yourself out. That was hypocritical when I told her that back in the spring and the summer of last year. Now it's less hypocritical. I'm trying to do that myself. And I've seen some videos, and I may attach one or two. I think I attached one on one of my last videos about self-love, by Heidi Priebe, I think is how you say her last name. And she is really good. She's been through some stuff. She's a professional, and she's got a lot of wisdom. And this is why guys my age, we listen to everyone. It's very important. Well, if this person's not older than me, I don't know what they fucking know. They know a lot. These generations that are younger than us, they had information, access to informations on their phone. We like to make fun of them. Gen Xers like me like to make fun of them. Where are the skateboarders? Oh, they're out there. They're on their fucking phones at the same time. Sometimes absorbing stupid shit like TikTok, but oftentimes, like my kid, absorbing all kinds of information that is useful. So don't throw away advice just because it's from somebody one half or one third your age, because it's out there and it's valuable. So this woman talks about truth, especially post breakup, and a way to grow when you go into your next relationship, which is something I look forward to. I love women. I love people. I'm not, but when it comes to a physical relationship, I'm very, very hetero and love women. But I love men too. I have some great male friends, and I'm very fortunate to have the people I have in my life. And this might turn into a 2 or 3 parter the way it's going. There's a lot to talk about for me. But yeah, I did a very healthy but scary thing this morning. And many people know this, but some people might not know this. That anger is not a true emotion. Anger is a byproduct of not being able to handle what you've been dealt, right? Anger, because men are really good at anger because we've been taught to suppress sadness, pain, being disrespected, or not being loved in the way we needed to be loved. And most men, honestly, weren't, especially my generation. And so if you approach the situation with truth, like I tried to this morning, I'm really happy with what I did and how it turned out, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal because these two women, and I'm sorry to get emotional, I want them in my life because they're amazing. And I'm lucky to have them in my life. One I've known, this is where it gets a little crazy, okay? So one I've known only about 6 months. geez, not even 5 months I've known this person. And it was very intense, and it looked like it was headed to a really, really strong, good place. Had a lot in common, a lot not, and there's a lot that wasn't in common. We have a lot of differences, but I felt like our connection was so strong and so good that it could overcome the differences, and that often can. That the differences, whether it's political, whatever, if you have this, or more like this, this is sometimes how it turns out, but if you have this, it can overcome a lot. And I felt like we had that. But this is a woman who's been through a lot. I may have mentioned her in a past video. She's been through trauma, recent sexual violent trauma. She's overcome it. She's the daughter of a narcissist. She's overcome it, in my opinion. She's extremely strong, extremely smart, very even-keeled, unlike me, right? She has a lot of things I respect about her, but she also has flaws. And that was something I may have talked about early on in the year in one of my earlier videos about you got to take the whole human. I had her on a pedestal. I don't anymore. Unfortunately, I may have realized that a little late and sometimes let her treat me not as well as I should have been treated and then not said anything about it. And reminds me of the old Ferris Bueller line where Ferris is, he's talking about Cameron and how he's going to miss him because it's senior year and he might never ever see him again. We're both going to go to college. We may go our separate ways. And then he's concerned about Cameron because Cameron's still a virgin. And he says Cameron's going to marry the first woman he lays. And she's like, she's not going to respect him because you can't respect somebody that kisses your ass. And it kind of felt that way a lot of times with this relationship. And she didn't probably respect me. She respected me in some ways. I don't think we would have had the relationship we had, the strong, intense relationship we had, if she didn't at least respect me a little bit, or definitely like me, and I think loved me on some level. But that was, that was a very strong, intense relationship, and now we are working on maybe being friends, maybe more. And I obviously, I should say I do want more with her, but I have to be a realist and say, hey, I got to respect what she wants. And obviously, like I said, knowing her recent past and how she probably has connection issues, especially this early and that intensely, it probably frightened her, which is fair. And she's been extremely honest. I'm talking a lot about truth in this, and truth of yourself and your feelings and where you got to go. So here's the mistake I made. So the person I've known for 5 months had an intense relationship. Since November, we haven't had that, and it hurt a lot. And so I ran to my friend. This is a female friend I've known for more than 35, 36, 37 years, since the 80s. I've known her longer than I've known my ex-wife. And I have always liked her. I've always loved her as a friend. But I threw out there, because I had needs, let's do friends with benefits. And we had sex one time. It went really well. It was good sex, I thought. She seemed to think so. And then it got weird, like naturally it would. I'm not gonna put most of it on me. It felt like the weirdness came from her end, but that's kind of natural. I think for the woman to go, okay, well, where are we going with this? And I go, well, I didn't think we were going anywhere. I thought we were maintaining our friendship and having the sex part. That's why it's called friends with benefits, right? And she has vacillated a lot back and forth, which is fine. It's fine. It's a confusing thing, and I probably shouldn't have thrown it out there. But so I'm coming off of that too. But what I did this morning, and rather than make this a two-parter, I think I'll just make this a long video. Maybe give myself 2 credits since I'm behind, as those of you who watch regularly know. So upon watching this video, and then I've been doing a lot of self-work, new year, coming off 2 relationships that hurt, and trying to maintain those relationships, because like I said, when I almost started crying a minute ago, both important people to me, extremely. If you're lucky enough to have 5, 10 really good friends in this life, you're fucking lucky, and I've got that, and I want to maintain these because these women are both amazing. But upon watching this video, this Heidi Priebe video. I've watched several of hers. Like I said, she's probably half my age and she knows shit. And I listen to it because I want to grow. Was truth, like I said earlier. And I had to face the truth that, hey, I'm in pain. And not to mask the pain with anger. And not to just try to fuck a bunch of women. And not to try to just delve into other shit, although that's helpful. I'm not gonna not the fucking other women. Well, that's helpful, of course. I love sex, but honestly, I digress. I've been trying to get more into writing again and writing jokes. I'm writing a graphic novel. I'm spending a lot of time with my kids, and all that's great because you do need that distraction. Because otherwise you start dwelling. I've done it a lot the past 2.5, 3 months. And you need to get out of that because it's not healthy. But that's where the anger was starting to come in, right? Because I wasn't dealing with the real pain. I wasn't having a good cry, which men should do. We don't fucking do it, and then we have a heart attack. I might cry again because one of my good friends had a heart attack a couple weeks ago, and that's fucking scary. But you do. We've been as great of a generation as I think Generation X is. We got a lot of issues. We had fathers that were narcissists and didn't understand how to love and be loved. And it was hard for them to teach men, especially because it was a different time. A lot of our fathers saw the template that you go out, you earn the money, you come home, you eat with your family, maybe spend some TV time with them. Next day, do the same thing. And so our generation had a lot more of an expectation for what a man does and what a man is. Just go out and earn money. You fucking help with the dishes now. You help because your wife is probably working too, right? So you share the load. And you also share the emotional load of having children and making them healthy, happy people. Our roles have changed a lot. And then that's not always easy because we saw a template too, right? So anyway, I kind of, like I said, there's a reason this is going to turn into a 20-minute video because there's a lot with this. A narcissistic father didn't help me. A divorce at a young age, an alcoholic stepfather, a mother who often was wonderful and amazing, and I'm lucky to have her, but was often I don't want to say pushed around, but kind of made it obvious she needed a man. And to be fair, she did. We did. But allowed those men, in my opinion, not to treat me very well, especially my stepdad, while I was growing up in that house. And there was some devalue there. And my mom's probably watching, and Mom, sorry, and I love you, and you know it. And will never, ever say I am not extremely going to cry again. Fortunate to have you, because I would be really fucked up if I didn't have you. Back to truth and where I was actually eventually going to land in this video 13 minutes in. So I texted these two women this morning, and it's scary. But you don't do it out of anger. That's the thing. You find your real feelings. You cry. You appreciate, too, because that's what I want. I appreciate these two women because, like I said, they're both amazing. And I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to be that typical guy who goes, oh, fuck them, bitches. No, don't do that. If you were with them at all, unless it was just for benefits, unless you were both just smashing and that's all it was about, yeah, easy to walk away from. Anyone can do that. But if you get into a person and you start to love them, or just plain love them, for all the amazing and all the unamazing that they have, I can't walk away from that, and I hope you can't either. I'm sorry, I keep avoiding the truth. So what I did this morning is I texted these two women that I had recently had sex with, had intimate relations with, and had done fun things with too. And the first person I texted was my friend. I will not say her name, but the friend I've known since 86, 87, like I said, 35, 36, 37 years. She means so much to me. And then we threw out the friends with benefits thing, and we had the sex one time. Went well, but we both got weird. I think she got more weird than I did, like I said, because guys are built like we're not supposed to care, and it's often hardwired that we're not. But I do. So I told her, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I'm sorry the friends with benefits thing didn't work out. I'm sad about it, but I'm not bitter. And it's a healthy way to do it because you're generally going to get, when women see the truth, contrary to popular belief, they fucking appreciate it. The game is huge, right, guys? Men play it, women play it, men and women play it. The game, it fucking sucks. And I've always been a not game type of guy. I really have. I go in saying it. Like, I'm not going to play games. I like you. This is where I want to go. I know I'm a little intense because love is fucking intense. But that's what I want. I usually say that pretty early in. And some people it scares away, which is fine. But I don't play the game. Never have. Even when I was dating when I was in my teens. Like, hey, I like you. I want to be your boyfriend. I'm not going to date more than one person at a time. Like the second woman I'm about to talk about called herself a serial monogamist. And I consider myself in that camp too. But so with my friend of 35 years, I put out that text where it said, I'm sorry the friends with benefits thing didn't work out. And I'm bummed about it. Bummed was the word I used. And she texted right back and she said, who says it didn't work out? I said, well, you did through your reactions because it's been 3 weeks. You haven't reached out. And when I did, it was met with a very brief response, which is okay. And she's like, yeah, I guess I just have to be in love with somebody I'm having sex with. And I go, I get that. I go, I thought we had enough of a connection, but I didn't want to argue about it. And I was like, come on, I know you've not been in love with some guys you've had sex with. All of us have done that. But I didn't want to call her out on that because that's not going to get either of us anywhere. I'm not looking for an argument. I'm looking for a resolution. I'm looking to move forward. And if you just want to make that person feel bad, it's not going to get you fucking anywhere. I can tell you that. It's about growth here, not their growth. And hopefully they can grow with you if they have any growing to do. You can be on this relationship path, right? Where things can get beautiful. I mean, they already are beautiful. I just kind of, I'm not going to put all the blame on me, but they got messed up. I'm not going to say she messed it up or I messed it up. To the second woman, the very intense thing we've had for the last few months that dissolved in November. It was like I mentioned this in the past video where it was September and October. Holy shit, was it hot and heavy. Not just sexually, just we were together a lot. And one of my favorite memories of her is just holding her hand in a marketplace. It felt good. And she accepted it. It wasn't reluctant. It felt natural. Her hands just went, and we walked together. It was beautiful. And I miss it. And she hasn't been very responsive. She hasn't wanted to do much with me, which is fair, right? You can't blame the other person for reacting the way they react. Unless it's violent or extremely vitriolic, there's no reason to blame them. They are built the way they're built. You love them for who they are. And if they react to you badly, maybe you address it. But I did the same thing with her. I sent her a text and I told her, I said, I'm in pain. I miss you. And I hate that I haven't really seen you and been a significant part of your life for the last couple months. And once again, it came back good because it was truthful. You tell people you're in pain unless they're a real piece of shit. You gotta be a pretty horrible person for a friend or former lover or whatever to tell you they're in pain and for you to go, yeah, don't give a fuck. And I don't hang out with pieces of shit. I hang out with intelligent, decent, kind people for the most part. You cut those other ones out of your life because they're gonna make you feel shitty. But so I went to her with the same thing, like I said, miss you. I didn't say hate, but bummed. I don't think I used bummed either. But I just said, I'm sad that I'm not significantly in your life anymore. And she said, I miss you. I was like, holy shit. She said, the reason I haven't been out of the house or wanted to get together with you, because I offered that this weekend. I said, hey, it's a long weekend. I'd love to see you. But I'm going to let you reach out. Because I'm not going to just keep pounding on your door and be that fucking guy, keep texting you, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not going to be that guy. It's out there. She knows it. But like I said at the top of the video, it's been 0 as a high all 3 days of this long Martin Luther King Day weekend. And she just said, I've been inside all weekend. And I go, I get that. It's absurd. I said, it's absurdly cold out there. And I just said, well, I think I said I hope I can see you more soon. Something like that. I can't remember, but no, I actually didn't even ask for that. I said I just appreciate that you responded, and I appreciate that you can handle how I feel about this. Um, but she also said she missed spending time with me, and that's a big deal, and that leaves hope for the future. And it was kind. If you approach with kindness and vulnerability, which fucking sucks, it's hard for a guy. I think it's hard for people, not just guys, women. It's hard to show you're vulnerable because all of us have been taken advantage of in a vulnerable state, usually as children. And a lot of that has to do with narcissistic parents like my dad. Um, but I want to end it here. I'm up over 20 minutes. And if you've watched this, I hope I've given you something. That's all I can hope. These videos are selfish, but they're generous at the same time. They're self-therapy for me, but I've been going through a lot of therapy as I look at my blank computer screen. But I've been watching a lot of videos that have been very, very helpful. And I'm thankful to live in an age where people that have wisdom and compassion can share it on the internet. That and porn. Sort of kidding on that one, but for real. Uh, don't dismiss a resource just because it's younger than you, just because it's a different sex, gender, or non-binary or race than you. Don't look at that screen and go, oh, what could that big black guy with dreads that look like he should be selling crack somewhere? If that's in your head, you're dumb. But if it is, try to get over that and say, oh, this guy, let's listen to him for a few minutes and see what he's got to say. It's not going to take long for you to parse out whether he's got anything of value to say or not. Just like I take a while to get there. Now I'm up to 22 minutes, so I got to kill this thing. But this is, I hope I've given you something. You've given something to me. Every view I see, even though it's usually in the single digits, you've given something to me, and I appreciate it. So this old man, and I got to stop that too, by the way. I'm not old yet. I'm getting there. Look at these eyes. But I'm 56. I think I got another good 30 years left. So I'm not done yet. But I'm very happy to have you. I'm happy to have what I have in my life. I'm an extremely fortunate man. But I'm going through pain, and I'm dealing with it. And this is part of the way of dealing with it. And I hope I've given you some tools, or at least some ways to get to better tools to deal with your pain if you're having it. Much love. I will talk to you guys probably later today about Martin Luther King Day. And thank you for this long, long watch. All right. Have a great day. Bye.